It's quite safe to assume that when it comes to dating, the majority of us have no idea what we're doing. There are some dating advice suggestions to bear in mind that will ease the process of finding that special someone, even though we are probably aware that there is not one specific way to seek and sustain a relationship. Dating is a necessary phase towards finding your true love. Dating will benefit you and your partner in developing a connection, learning to communicate, and determining how your destinies coincide. Change and grow from your shared experiences, and your relationship will continue towards marriage. Going on dates with different individuals when you're young is a perfect opportunity to figure out what sort of person you're interested in. However, as you become older, dating becomes less about meeting new people and more about finding the one you want to share your entire life with. Dating is significant in relationships because it allows you to get to know each other better. This time is spent determining how comfortable you are with one another and determining if you see the relationship progressing. But the major step in dating is to find someone to date with. Many of our dating customs mirror the fast-paced, technologically advanced society in which we live. People don't have time to sit around and mingle with dating pools in real life, especially successful people. Simply said, most of us aren't longer focused enough for that. So how do you go about finding a love match these days that makes your heart sing? Where are all the single individuals located? One thing that can help with that are dating apps such as Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and so on. Though try to consider approaching men and women the old classic way. Let's be honest, isn't that way more romantic to tell your friends and family? We've seen many people who met online make it to the end, but the majority of these people end up in a bad way, or just a simple hookup. Some have been harassed and sexually abused, while others have been blackmailed. We don't want to scare you, but be aware that those things are likely more to happen when you date through online services. Even in face-to-face interactions, some people of various backgrounds are discovered not to be destined for a romantic relationship with their partner due to differences in some aspects of their home nation. Thus, dating women or men from your country is likely to be more successful than dating foreigners. Before we continue, welcome to Life and Emotions Explained. On this channel, we bring you informative content to help you navigate your emotions and live your best life. In this video, we'll look at why dating natives or locals is more likely to lead to a successful relationship than dating men or women from other countries. Cultural differences. Differences are natural in all relationships, and they should be celebrated. Dating someone from a different cultural background, on the other hand, can present some challenges and opportunities to learn from. Growing up in different places with different beliefs, value systems, practices, and behavioral patterns can make understanding each other difficult at times. Things can become perplexing and even frustrating. Try to see these issues as pimples on your face. When the cultural differences are too much to bear, you'll eventually try to get rid of it, and so the pimple will explode, leaving both of you ending with a breakup. Consider the case of an American dating a Filipina. It is well known that the Philippines established many beliefs and practices that have become their norms, which can be difficult for this particular American to understand. The Filipina will face similar difficulties in adapting to American culture. Understanding can be difficult at times due to the cultural differences between these two people, and if this misunderstanding worsens, their relationship will crumble. Relationships with people who share the same culture, manifestations, beliefs, and traditions are more likely to succeed because they can fully understand one another. Language barrier. Dating is fun and interesting, but what do you do when there is a language barrier? Every relationship has communication issues at some point. Dating someone who does not speak your language can be extremely frustrating at times. Things can get very complicated very soon, especially in the beginning because you never know if you've got them right. Why so? You're not sure what they're talking about, so suspicion arises. The way they speak in front of you in their native tongue is a little rude and sometimes suspicious. While you are unaware of what is happening, they engage in extensive conversation and laugh about a specific topic. It's only acceptable if they do so while also making sure that you comprehend what they are saying. If they simply talk about you as if you don't exist, there will undoubtedly be more triggers for problems and suspicion. And as the suspicion grows, it will lead to even more misunderstandings, eventually leading to a breakup. Communication is the key to successful dating or a relationship. But how can it thrive if one cannot understand what the partner says? Their relationship will be more successful if they speak and comprehend each other's languages. If you want your relationship to succeed, you're more likely to accomplish it with a person speaking your language. Physical appearances and looks. Aside from popularity and riches, most women would be choosy about their suitor's physical appearance. Girls will consider your appeal, skin tone, body type, tattoos, beard or clean shaved, and hairdo when choosing their perfect foreigner to date. If you think you seem hot or sexy based on your appearance, that doesn't indicate you're an excellent type of man to date. Women have preferences and norms that they adhere to, and if you do not conform, you'll most likely be rejected. Assume you were successful in courting this girl from another country, and she later introduced you to her family for approval. Will her family approve of your foreign appearance, including your beard, haircut, appeal, body type, tattoos, fashion, or clothing? This is the most common thing to think about when dating a foreigner. Research shows that many relationships end because of appearances, and the worst case scenario is that they reject you because of your skin tone. Don't get discouraged though, true love will always triumph. Dating a girl from your own country, you'll simply need to meet a few fundamental requirements, such as your employment, educational attainment, family background, and social status. The majority of men who date local women happen to have higher chances of successful relationships. Conservatism versus liberty. There are some women in particular countries who prefer to adhere towards conventional ideas about love and family despite a society that is becoming more permissive. In fact, some women prefer the advantages of traditional principles over those of radical feminists. If you're an American and your date is a conservative woman, she most likely comes from a different culture, faith, or ethnicity. So, whether speaking or debating issues, be prepared for attitudes and opinions that differ from your own. Her morals are most likely traditional, and she has firm beliefs about what is and is not an appropriate attitude in life and love. These are the types of women you should really consider going on dates with, but they are also prone to relationship failure. Most men prefer women who exhibit femininity and sophistication over those whose decisions are influenced by family traditions. Men like expressing their affection for their partners, but how can they do so if they are constrained by conservative ideology? There are other sacrifices to be made when dating a conservative woman. Most likely, a man's liberty, because dating a woman from a traditional family limits a man's actions if they wish to take the relationship seriously. When the time comes, a man will feel smothered by the conventions of a conservative woman and will succumb to temptation as an escape from this reality. Thus, will lead to a breakup. Let's take the example of a liberal man dating a conservative woman. How likely is it that their relationship will last if their philosophies are so different? A man of liberty should not date a woman from a conservative country if he's not willing to change his perspective of life. It is no secret that the majority of us have failed more often than we care to acknowledge in regards to finding the ideal partner or even following a basic dating strategy. However, when we make mistakes in dating and relationships, we also give ourselves the chance to learn from them and become better people for ourselves and our future relationships. In some cases, you can even look at your friends or family members' dating mistakes to learn from them and avoid making too many of your own. Relationships should be built on mutual understanding rather than social stereotypes when people are dating. A good relationship must be built on a solid basis of understanding, affection, and effective communication, not by striving to fit into the same social norms. Being submissive to your society or country's traditions and culture is admirable, but it shouldn't be the cause of a failed relationship. Couples or lovers should be able to communicate with one another and respect each other's boundaries. A solid foundation of communication and understanding is the fundamental cornerstone of a good partnership. The more you understand each other's perspectives, regardless of what you try to conform to, the more probable it is that your relationship will succeed. Before we go, let's go over some key takeaways. Some of the important patterns you'll experience are unaffected by whether your partner speaks a different language or grew up on the same continent as you. A cross-cultural friendship broadens the horizons. It has the power to broaden your perspective in unexpected ways. Along with meeting new people and visiting new places, you'll undoubtedly learn something new about yourself. We now have more options than ever before to communicate with individuals around the globe. And since we've been talking about effective and unsuccessful dating, my next video will be about how to date an Asian girl. What are their ideal types and how might your relationship work? That's all. I hope you enjoyed and gained a lot of knowledge in this video. If you did, feel free to share the good news and subscribe to Life and Emotions Explained for more videos like this in the future. See you around and be positive, safe, and happy out there.